So this is Jay Dawes with ESS, and today we're going to talk a little bit about speed development. You know, for most intents and purposes, when we're talking about athletic performance, speed kills. So we want to make sure that we have an athlete that's quick and agile on the training field. However, one of the problems that we face in a lot of cases is whenever athletes are trying to enhance their overall speed, is they may not necessarily be focused on the correct attributes. So when we look at speed, it can really be classified into four really big, broad categories. So one is going to be your acceleration speed, the next will be maximal velocity, the third will be speed endurance, and the fourth is going to be your change of direction speed. So as we break each one of these down, and I'm going to focus more on field sport athletes rather than track and field, if we look at that acceleration component, really that's going to be considered within the first 0 to roughly 20 meters that an athlete would run in a straight line. So within that time frame, what we're looking at is trying to maximize the explosiveness and really trying to work on good mechanics. When we start moving into maximal velocity training, okay, that's going to be anywhere from 20 to roughly 50 meters for the field sport athlete. And then when we look at speed endurance, that's going to be anything above 50 meters. However, speed endurance could also be classified as the ability to repeat sprint efforts in the context of a game situation. So not only that you're fast at the beginning of the game, but you're fast at the end of the game as well. And then the next component, or the last component we'll talk about, is change of direction speed, or what we commonly refer to as agility. So agility is going to be simply the ability to start, stop, and change directions rapidly and efficiently. In most cases, in most field sports, very rarely is an athlete going to go more than 5 to 10 meters before they have to execute some change of direction. So as we look at these different components of speed, our acceleration, our max velocity, our speed endurance, and our change of direction speed, although all of these are related and interrelated, they are actually different sub-qualities. So in order to maximize your speed training, we want to make sure that we're focused on the right attribute for whatever your desire may be. So in other words, if we're wanting to train for better acceleration, we really need to train within that 0 to 20 zone. If we're wanting to train for maximum velocity, we'd have to go between that 20 to 50. And if we're looking at speed endurance, that's where we may incorporate some longer sprints or longer sprint intervals or some repeat sprint training. All right, so as far as improving your change of direction speed, that's going to be classically what we refer to as your agility training. So within agility training, a lot of times people will throw out cones and they say, you know, run between these cones and do this as fast as you can, but there's not really a whole lot of emphasis on the quality or how that's actually executed. So as we talk about all these different attributes, probably one of the most critical things is that not only are we doing the movements and we're putting in the volume of training, but we're executing it correctly. So in the next few months, you're going to be seeing more and more from ESS on these different topics, and look forward to seeing you there.